Hi, hello everyone. So welcome to my video once again, and this time we will going to tackle the special products. For our first topic, we have the square of a sum and difference. So if it is a square of a sum, our formula will be the square of the first term plus twice the product of the first and last term. So that will become 2 times AB. That will be 2AB plus the square of the last term, which is B squared. And if it is a square of a difference, same process. So square of the first term, A squared. And then twice the product of the first and last term. So that's 2 times A negative B, so that will become negative 2AB. And then the square of the last term, so negative B squared, that will become positive B squared. Alright, so let's have an example. So let's say we have x plus 2y squared. So since the sign is positive, then we will going to apply the first formula, which is the square of a sum. So our first step is to square the first term. So x squared, that will be our first term. And then plus, since our sign here is positive, so sabi dito sa second term natin, this is twice the product of the first and last term. So let's get the product first of x and 2y. That will be 2y or 2xy. So twice the product of 2xy. That will be our second term. And then plus the squared of the last term. So what is the squared of the last term? 2 squared, that is 4. Y squared, that is simply y squared. So let's just simplify. That will be x squared plus 2 times 2xy, that is 4xy plus 4y squared. So this is now our answer for the example number 1. Okay, so let's have another example. So this time, let's try to apply our second formula, yung may negative sign. So let's say we have 2x squared minus 5y cubed, tapos naka-squared siya. Okay? So, by following our formula, we have squared of the first term. So, square natin yung first term. First term is 2x squared and then squared. What is our sign? Since this is negative, so our second term will be negative as well. And our second term is twice the product of the first and last term. So, that will become 2 times, ano yung product ng first and last term? So, 2x squared times 5y cubed. So, that will become 10x squared y cubed. And then we have our last term, which is the square of the last term. So, negative 5y cubed squared. Okay, so to simplify our answer, we have 2x squared. So, that is 2 times 2 is 4. X squared is squared. So, anong gagawin natin sa exponent? Multiply. So, 2 times 2 is 4. So, we have now 4x to the 4th minus 2 times 10. That is 20. X squared y cubed. And then, our last term, negative 5y cubed is squared. So, negative 5 times negative 5. That is positive 25. Y 3 times 2, that is 6. Okay, so our final answer is 4x to the fourth minus 20x squared y cubed plus 25y to the sixth. Okay, so let's have one more example before we proceed to our next topic. So let's say we have 3x to the fourth. So this will be our example number 3. So 3x to the fourth minus, let's say, 5y cubed and then squared. Okay, so again, by applying the formula, so let's memorize na the formula. Sabi natin, square the first term. So 3x to the fourth squared minus twice the product of the first and last term. So 2 times, what is the product of 3x to the fourth and 5y cubed? So 3 times 5, that is 15. X to the fourth y cubed, and then squared the last term. So our last term is negative 5y cubed squared. Okay, so let's now simplify our answer. 3x to the fourth squared, so that is 3 times 3 is 9. X to the 4 times 2 is 8. And then minus 2 times 15 x to the fourth y cubed, so that will become negative 30 x to the fourth y cubed. So that will be our second term. And our last term is negative 5y cubed squared, so that will become positive 25y to the sixth. So this is now our final answer. Okay, so let's have now the cube of a sum and difference. So kaganina, square of a sum and difference, but this time, level up na tayo sa cube. Okay, so we have the first formula. If it is a sum or cube of a sum, our formula will be the cube of the first term. So our first term is a, so that will become a cubed plus thrice the product of the square of the first term and the last term. So that is 3 times the square of the first term is a squared times b plus, alternate naman, 3 times a times b squared, and then plus the cube of the last term. So b cube. Okay, so let's have this time naman yung cube of a difference. So a minus b cube, same lang din naman yung pattern. So cube of the first term, that will be a cube. And then minus thrice the product of the squared of the first term. Squared of the first term is a squared times b plus thrice the product of the first term. This time, yung second term naman ang i-squared. So 3 times ab squared. And then our last term is the cube of the last term. So that is b cube. Okay, so please take note of the sign again. So if it is a sum or cube of a sum, so all of the signs are positive. But if it is a difference, cube of a difference, yung kanyang sign is alternating. So a cube is positive, then negative, positive, and then negative. So alternate yung kanyang sign. Okay, so let's have an example number 1. So let's say we have 7x plus 3 cubed. Okay, so by following our first formula, cube of a sum, so that is a plus b cube. So ano yung first step natin? We have to cube the first term, so that is 7x cube plus 3 times the squared of the first term. So 3 times 7x squared times the last term, which is 3, plus thrice the product. This time, yung A naman ang isusulat natin and yung B naman ang i-squared natin. So, our second term is 3 squared plus the cube of the last term. Okay, so let's now simplify our answer. So, first term, 7x cubed. So, 7 times 7 times 7. So, that is 343x cubed. I'm sorry, that's cube. And then, plus, simplify muna natin itong ating second term. So, 3 times 7 squared, that's 49. X squared times 3 plus 3 times 7x tapos squared ng 3 is 9 plus 3 cubed, that's 3 times 3 times 3, so that is 27. Okay, so let's simplify one more time. So let's just copy the first term. 343x cubed plus, so this time let's multiply 3 times 49 times 3. So what is the answer? Using our calculator, so that will be 441 x squared plus 3 times 7x times 9. So, 3 times 7 times 9. That will be 189x. And then, let's just copy our last term, which is 27. May maisi-simplify pa ba tayo dito? Wala na. So, therefore, this will become our final answer. Okay, so let's have our second example. Let's try naman yung cube of a difference. So let's apply our second formula. So let's say we have 5x minus 4 cube. Okay, so what is our first step? So let's just follow our formula. So cube, the first term, 5x cubed. O sabi natin, kapag ka negative sign, alternating yung kanyang sign. So we have positive na here. This time, our sign will be negative. So negative thrice the product of the square of the first term and last term. So 3 times 5x squared times 4. So, negative na siya. Next sign natin is positive. Plus 3 times, yung first term naman natin is 5x times the square of our last term. So, negative 4 squared. And then, what's now our sign? Negative, positive. So, this time, negative na naman yung sign natin. Negative 4 cube. So, cube the last term. So, that is negative 4 cube. Okay, so let's now simplify our answer. So, 5x cube, that is 5 times 5 times 5. So, that's 125x cube minus, i-squared muna natin yung second term dito. So, 3 times 25 x squared times 4 plus 3 times 5x, tapos squared natin yung negative 4. So that will become negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. And then negative 4 cube or sige, mamaya na natin siya i-simplify. Negative 4 cube muna lagay natin. And then, let's again rewrite our first term. So, that's 125 x cubed. Then, let's now simplify this second term. So, minus 3 times 25 times 4. So, 3 times 25 times 4. So, that is 300 x squared plus 3 times 5x times 16. So, using our calculator, 3 times 5 times 16. So, that is 240x. And then, cube of the last term. So, this is negative 4 times 4 times 4. That is 64. So, our final answer now is 125 x cubed minus 300 x squared plus 240x minus 64. So, this is now our final answer. Okay, so let's just have one more final example before we end this video. So, let's have, for example, so this is now our example number 3. Let's say we have 3x squared plus x and then cube. Ayan. So, meron na tayong exponent involved sa ating binomial. Okay? So, kailangan by this time, kabisado na natin yung formula. Okay? So, let's have our first step. Cube the first term. So, that is 3x squared cube. Okay? Next, we have, since positive to, positive yung sign natin, 3 times 3x squared and then squared times x plus, this time yung kabila naman yung i-squared natin. So, 3 times 3x squared times x squared and then cube the last term. So, that is plus x cubed. Okay, so kabisado na ba yung formula? Let's now simplify our answer. So, 3x squared. So, 3 times 3, that is 9x to the 4th. So, exponent niya, 2 times 2 is 4. Plus, okay, so simplify muna natin siya. 3 times, ano yung 3x squared? That is equivalent to 9x to the 4th. Times x plus 3 times 3x squared times x squared plus, copy lang natin yung last term, that is x cubed. Okay, so let's just simplify one more time. So this will become 9x to the 4th plus 3 times 9 times 1. So, that is 27. X. Ilan yung x natin dito? So, this time, our x is to the 5th. 5 yung ating exponent. Kasi pag nag-multiply naman tayo, we are adding our exponent. So, 27 x to the 5th plus 3 times 3 times 1. So, that's 9x. Ilan yung exponent natin? So, x squared times x squared, that is x to the 4th. And then, we have our last term, which is x cubed. So, our final answer now is 9x to the 4th. Taas natin yung 4 natin para hindi tayo malito. Ayan. So, 9x to the 4th plus 27x to the 5th plus 9x to the 4th plus x cubed. So, this is now our final answer. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. This is the first part of our special product. So, in our next video, ang itatakal naman natin ay ang square of a trinomial. So, please keep watching. Thank you so much. This is Mami She once again. Bye-bye for now.